Hello everyone, welcome to a new video, and today, no Angry Welsh rants. I know, next one will be an Angry Welsh rant though, I promise you. But today we're going to be talking about something that I actually care a lot about, and that is like comedians. But more specifically, YouTube comedians. More specifically again, one comedian YouTuber by the name of Lewis Spears.
G'day cunts, welcome to Lou Review.
So Lewis Spears likes to make videos, kind of making fun of and making jokes about sort of, social justice and, just doing sort of like his own reviews on YouTube channels and kind of like things that are in the trend. And why are you thinking, oh, he's probably just like another one of those, H3H3s or something, is he? Well, what makes Lewis Spears a little different from everyone else on this platform is that he doesn't just, reviews, YouTube channels. He kind of adds a little sprinkle of stand-up comedy into his videos, like those kind of style of jokes, like stand-up comedy style of jokes into his, into his YouTube stuff and into his videos, and it's really cool. I think it mixes in really well.
If you live in the first world, one of your biggest problems right now are how expensive booking fees are. If you live in the third world, you're probably more worried about malaria.
And that is because he also does stand-up comedy.
Action is a fraction of my mind and its reaction. Satisfaction come from passion. What is lacking, Scotty smashing.
This is why I think it's sexist, because there's no female equivalent of bursting your balls. Well, that's not really a figure of speech, that's more just a song.
And he's been doing both for quite a long time now. He's been doing YouTube for about 5 years and stand-up comedy about 4. So all of his jokes in his videos are very well written because that's how he writes his stand-up jokes. So when he does write jokes for his YouTube channel, he does have that hint of stand-up in it because he does do a lot of stand-up as well, see? So that's why he kind of is a little different than from the other, YouTube channel reviewers, or I don't even know what kind of to call it, like commentary channels. So as the guy is very well versed in like stand-up comedy and all that kind of stuff, it's only natural that he wants, kind of like a big tour, right? So a couple weeks back, he made a video talking about how he wants to do a big tour.
I'm Lewis Spears, and I have a crazy idea. I want to create the biggest independent stand-up comedy special ever made in Australian history.
So now he has written all of his best jokes and gotten everything prepared for it. And then he pitched them up to a bunch of, television networks. Some of them said yes, but you can't joke about this, you need to take this joke out, and so on and so forth.
And I've pitched this special to television networks and distribution companies to see if they'll fund it. And the answer is yes, we love it, but you can't say this, and you definitely can't joke about that. You guys have seen my type of humor. It's definitely not PC at all. The jokes that I make are dark, dangerous, and sometimes get me into a lot of trouble.
Is it really hard to get a straight white man?
I shouldn't have said that in a room with so many front fringes.
So then he says, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna do this all on my own. And so this mad cunt decides to decline the offers from these television networks and decide to do this thing all on his own. Well, what he wants to do is have it be crowdfunded.
But I know for a fact that there is a huge appetite for exactly that style of comedy. And the only way to bring that to you completely uncensored and without any outside input is for us to do it ourselves. The name of my debut stand-up comedy special is Death Threats Don't Scare Me. Death Threats Don't Scare Me is a full-length stand-up comedy special recorded professionally on cinema-grade cameras in 4K resolution. It'll be released as a $5 digital download on my website, absolutely DRM free.
So his plan is to get like these really professional, high-grade, 4K cameras and, just microphones and shit to get like to be as good as quality as like, say, a Michael McIntyre stand-up, like DVD quality stuff,
The special will look and sound about as close as you can get to Netflix quality without actually being on Netflix.
That shit is very expensive, so to ask for this to be crowdfunded is quite hard. So he's apparently already got 15 grand saved up, and he needs another 15 to you know, get this thing rolling.
Death Threats Don't Scare Me is going to cost $30,000 to produce, but I am not asking you to pay for all of that. To show you guys that I'm serious about this and I truly think this is going to be great, I've gathered all of the money that I have in the world, I've borrowed a little bit from friends and family, and I'm putting in $15,000 of my own money.
And in the first 3 hours, you reached the milestone of $15,000.
Last night, I launched the crowdfund for my first comedy special, Death Threats Don't Scare Me, and I asked for $15,000. Then in just 3 hours, we reached our goal. And I'm looking at it right now as of filming this, and we're at $20,000.
And in this video, he goes to explain that he's going to raise the milestone again to $30,000, and if he does, they will add in another camera, like a 4K camera, to really give it the experience that I really wanted to do it with.
The setup that we have with the original $30,000 budget is 2 cameras at the back of the venue on tripods, and then we have one on the balcony on a tripod, and then one guy at the front with a shoulder-mounted camera. It would be really great to add in another person on the other side of the stage, right at the front with a stabilized rig, just so he can catch some of my more physical jokes without having any potential shaking that you might get on a shoulder rig camera.
And then make like a documentary of everything, of how he made everything. So even before the crowdfunding, apparently, all the way up until after he's filmed it. So that'll be really cool.
So if the crowdfund reaches $25,000, we're gonna add in another camera angle. But this next stretch goal is something that I think would be so cool to pull off and really good for you guys to watch as well. If the Indiegogo campaign hits $30,000, which is the original production budget that we have, we will release a feature-length documentary on how the special got made. From before the crowdfund, like right at the very start, from when I had the idea to do it, to writing it, to finding the team, to the crowdfund itself, and then how we actually film it on the night, then following us around the country as we do the exclusive theatre premieres, all the way up to the release of the actual special and the reception to it.
And then, just a week later, he uploads another video.
So, last week I announced 2 stretch goals, which I thought would carry us until the end of the campaign, but once again, I severely underestimated you guys. We really wanted to film Death Threats Don't Scare Me with 5 cameras, but we just couldn't fit another 4K camera into the budget, but now thanks to you, it's going to look even better. Not only that, but we also passed the second stretch goal. Now that the special is fully funded, I've got a crazy idea. Let's take this thing international. On Indiegogo, I can actually see which countries have the most people pledging. And right now, the #1 country with the most people pledging is Australia. My home country, I love you guys, but I already performed there. Now, what's interesting is the second most popular country with the most people pledging is a battle that keeps changing between the US, the UK, and Canada.
So, UK is in the #3, and I'm from the fucking UK, okay? I want to see this cunt live. So, everyone listening from the UK, donate even as little as fucking $5 or some shit, right? Just fucking donate, because I want to see this twat live. But even if you do donate something as low as $5, you're basically paying for like a pre-order of his stand-up, which is insane because, you know, if you want to buy like a DVD of a stand-up or something these days, it's like, you know, 10, 12, 15 quid. He's offering like £3.80, because that's what it roughly is in pounds from dollars. So you're paying £3.80 just to watch this cunt do stand-up. So for anyone who really loves like comedians and stand-up and stuff, like this will be amazing.
If the crowdfund for Death Threats Don't Scare Me reaches $40,000, which we're already pretty close to, I will personally travel with the documentary crew to whichever country has the most people pledging by the end of the campaign. And I'm gonna put on an advanced screening of the special before it comes out online, as well as a live performance, and meet everybody afterwards.
So yeah, I really want to go see him live because like he just said, he will also meet the people there. So if he does come to the UK, I will fucking guarantee you that I will go to whatever it is, even if he has to go like somewhere like fucking Scotland or like, you know, really far up England way or something. I'm going all the way to fucking see him, and I will record it, and I will, you know, take pictures with him and shit for you guys, and it'll be amazing. So as you can see at the time of recording this, he has $33,801. There's 14 days left as well, so I just really fucking hope that he makes that mark. Even if he doesn't come to the UK, I really fucking hope he like just gets this mark. Like he has bits from his stand-up like on his YouTube channel, from the one he recently did and the one like a year back I think it was, and he is absolutely fucking hilarious, man.
I just noticed this dickhead wearing a fucking crown in the middle. Waving as well. Oh, sorry, it's autistic. Leave it alone. That's the weirdest heckle ever heard in my life. Sometimes people get skull and I just get so low. I don't have any response to that. Like, normally I'm pretty good. Someone will yell something and I'll be like, ha, take that, self-esteem. I've just really struggled with the disabled.
I'll search for him and I'll leave some links in the description if you guys want to check him out too, and just check Louis Spears out in general. So Louis Spears here is absolutely paving the way for, you know, like independent entertainers, right? He doesn't have the aid of like, you know, bigwig, you know, fucking television networks that tell him what to do, when to do it, and all that kind of shit. He's able to just do this shit all on his own. With a team of just, you know, really cool people, he manages it all though. Like everything is managed by him. So, you know, there's no one getting in the middle fucking it around, you know? And he's just single-handedly now showing everyone that you can kind of do this on your own. You don't need to rely on the middleman, because a lot of people sign up with all of these, you know, TV networks and stuff because they feel that's the only way forward. That's the only way they can, you know, get their content out to the public professionally, you know? Well, see, it's mad because he only has about 160,000 subscribers, right? Which I know it's kind of fairly decent, but to raise the amount of money that he did in the amount of time that he fucking, you know, did it in is absolutely insane. But it just goes to show that if you actually, you know, put out a really well, decent content, your loyal fans will, you know, come to donate even something as much as fucking, you know, $400-500 even. So as soon as his stand-up comes out, and depending on how well it was shot and edited and all the rest of stuff, depending on how good his material is as well, if it's really successful, this will definitely pave the way for a lot of different, you know, say, independent comedians, or even like people who want to make their own TV show. Maybe that it could get something as big as that. Well, obviously it won't be on TV. They'll do what Louis Spears did, which is kind of, you know, either put it on YouTube, the internet, or, you know, if you paid for it, like, you know, in donations, they'll send it to you in like an email or something, you know. So I really do think this is kind of like, you know, the way forward. So I just cannot wait until this stand-up gets released, and of course I've donated. I only donated like the $5 tier because I'm fucking poor. So when I do get the copy and I watch it, I may just do a review on it. So I really hope this goes just as well as, you know, like everyone wants it to go. So that just about does it for this video, guys. I really hope you kind of like these, you know, sit down, chilled kind of videos, because I kind of want to do more of these. I do love Angry Welsh Rants, and it has felt like forever since I've done one. But the next video will be an Angry Welsh Rant. But yeah, if you like this video, give it a like, give it a dislike. But if you did like it, you know, please let me know. And subscribe now to be a fucking lad today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hwyl fawr, motherfuckers.